channel, like this video, and subscribe right now. Why are you even here if you don't even like me? Continue to watch this video if you want to see how I did my makeup and complain about my mom.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just filming another get ready with me while I'm in the bathroom. Actually, I'm just gonna talk and then do my makeup at the same time. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. If you have any questions about anything, I'm just going to link you to my newest video of me getting ready because I explain a lot more stuff there. So today is Friday and I'm going to a party because I'm really cool, and this is the one time every 3 months that I basically leave the house. I don't really understand how people are the partying type because I am not the partying type. I feel like I have to be in like the most perfect mood ever to be going to a party. And that's basically like never to me. I feel like I have to like convince myself and talk about it all day because by the end of the day I really just don't want to be leaving the house or interacting with anyone. But I guess that is more of a personal problem probably than a relatable thing. So I'm really proud of myself lately because I feel like I've been pretty consistent with the YouTube thing. And by that I mean I've been making videos every Sunday for a month. That's like a huge fucking deal because like who could ever, besides like every person ever that has a YouTube career. Teehee. I'm just gonna put on some fake freckles now. Going along with like the YouTube and social media thing, I don't know why, but I get a little irritated with critiques that I get from my family because, I mean, I highly doubt my mom's gonna be watching this or whatever, but so on my Instagram I talk more personal about like body positivity and eating disorders and, you know, just everything along those lines. And whenever I post, my mom is like, and like whenever something is like has more of like a negative connotation, when it's like more of a sad feeling rather than like a happy-go-lucky thing, she always comments and says things like, oh, I wish you were more happy and positive about things. And it's like, I have come such a far way with like being positive and loving myself, but there's like a part, well, I guess this kind of like also ties into like things I'm going to therapy about, which is like so TMI, but whatever, about how like I have a very hard time being vulnerable and expressing my emotions because whenever I do have emotions that happen to me, a negative emotion, I have always felt like my whole life my mom has kind of, I don't want to say like dismisses them, but doesn't allow me to like express negatively of my emotions. So once which kind of irritates me because my whole life I've kind of had to hide emotions, especially like negative ones, and it makes me upset that like I'm being vulnerable enough to be sharing these things online and I'm still getting critiqued about that even though I'm completely independent and living on my own. And I understand like why there should be positive posts and the importance of like celebration and acknowledgement of positive aspects, but I feel like I get the most like emotion and like connection and relationships with people on Instagram when I talk more about like sad things, because while it is completely human to be speaking about negative emotion, like a lot of people don't. And I feel like that is why people like me and follow me on social media, because I am speaking about those emotions when some people aren't. I'm going in with Freck now. And I don't want to say I'm discouraged by the fact that my mom is like the most, how do I even say this? My mom is most likely to speak about when I post negatively or express negative thoughts on social media. I mean, there's still like other people. It's mostly like family on, because I have an Instagram Facebook page, so it's like a business page, but mainly of like whatever I post on my Instagram, it goes to a Facebook page. She is like most likely to speak out about it, but I still do have like family friends and other people that comment on it saying like, oh, I wish you posted more about positive things. And it's like, I understand, but like I feel like with the boomer generation it's so like, sorry, there's like literally fucking nothing in this. It's like they only want to hear happy things and positive things, and I am positive all the time about like looking different and self-expression and being myself and starting to love myself from what I have and instead of what I'm not. And while I do try to celebrate those things, like, there is tons and tons of negative emotion that I feel like no one is speaking about in real life and online. So that's why I feel like it's so important to be talking about feelings like this, because no one fucking is. Because it's like, oh, congratulations, you post a picture of your stretch marks and you're like, love them, but it's like, no. Tell me why you hate them. Tell me why society has literally brainwashed you into thinking like you're a piece of shit. Because while everyone can be body positive and be like, I'm fat, like, not many people can actually vocalize how poorly they think about themselves and like the true mental thought that they have about their body, because while they're scared to talk about it, they are also probably afraid that people will agree with them. And that's why I want to speak about negative emotion on platforms, because so many people are feeling like this and so many people aren't talking about it. Like, whenever I post about feeling ugly or fat or whatever, people are like, I am so happy you're talking about this because I feel so alone. Like, I just gave birth and I feel fat and I have depression and this is the most I've ever weighed. And it's like, me talking about how I feel fat right now and how I feel like I'm overeating is making a connection to other women that are feeling the same thing but don't ever say it to anyone. So it's like, I don't know, this is just like going on a way too like mommy issues rant, but it's important to like express and talk about negative emotion because you're not alone, dude. Like, everyone feels fat and ugly and other things, so let's talk about it and like have a conversation about it instead of just like isolating ourselves and just feeling like poo. Alright, while this 7 layers of freckles is drying on my face, I'm just gonna go in with a random eyeshadow from this and just kind of run it through my brows. I don't really care much about brows anymore. Like, I remember they used to be like the most important thing ever, and I really don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I just want to make sure you can see them on my face. And, like, they don't have to be defined. Just want to be like, hey, I have sweat. And I have eyebrows that protect my eyes from sweat getting in them. Like, you know what I mean? But a bleached brow look is so bomb. So if you can do bleached brows or have no brows, like, congratulations. I always wanted to be, like, really platinum blonde and do the no brow look, but I feel like I kind of look like an alien, but I guess who cares? If I want to look like an alien, I fucking can. So what podcasts have you guys been listening to lately? I recently got big into the podcast called 𝒮𝓃𝒶𝓅𝒸𝒽𝒶𝓉. That is with Samantha Rabindal, aka Samantha on Instagram. You seriously have to mow your lawn right now? It's literally fucking 5 p.m. Anyway, I'll just talk really loud to cover up this lawnmower. Anyway, I really like that podcast, and she does it with her best friend, aka Alyssa. I don't know her last name. But they have a dope-ass podcast, and I've always loved Sam as a YouTuber. I originally followed her because she had an Instagram I really like, and she does more natural makeup. And also, she just has, like, a bomb-ass personality. I remember when I first found her on YouTube, I thought she was such a fucking bitch. And then she kept making videos, and I was like, oh, so you just act like me. Like, I get it, it's your personality. But you're a genuine sweet person. So, she made a podcast, and I was like, eh. And then I fell in love with it. Like, I always thought I was, like, a Sam girl, and, like, whatever. But then Alyssa started talking more, and I'm like, I could literally be Alyssa's twin fucking sister. Gonna go in with some highlighter. My favorite memory ever from the show. I don't know why this is, like, ingrained in my fucking brain. Engraved in my brain. But, Samantha and Sam were talking about body image. I think they might have had the 𝒮𝓃𝒶𝓉𝒶𝓉 on for this episode. I don't remember. But, they were talking about body image and, like, their struggles with it. And Alyssa was speaking about, like, how she has, like, bad body images sometimes. And no, it was the episode they had with their therapist, which was so iconic. Like, I would love to have my therapist on a podcast or a YouTube video. Like, I think my therapist would anyway, but maybe we can figure that out later. But, so they were speaking about, like, things they talk about in therapy with their therapist. And it was just hilarious because they were talking about this one time Alyssa was in therapy and she was talking about body issues. And she was, like, talking about how Sam tries to make her feel better about herself. So, like, whenever Alyssa would say something bad about her body, Sam would go, like... And so, it just sounds so stupid, but, like, Alyssa was, like, mocking, like... imitating herself when she was in therapy, and she's like doing this fake crying, and then she's like, and then whenever I say something mean about myself, Sam goes, don't you ever say that about my best friend again. And then she's like fake crying, and it's just like so fucking hilarious. I love Alyssa, and she's just so relatable too, because she has like really bad like anxiety issues, which I can so relate to. And I just fucking love Alyssa. Like, I'm so Alyssa, hashtag Alyssa girl. Not that I'm picking sides or anything, but I'm just like head over heels in love with Alyssa. I think she's hilarious and freaking gorgeous. Also, I think she's like also pretty... Is there like a bunch of color on this brush or something? Oh yes, there was. We'll have to figure that out. Also, I love Alyssa because she was in the restaurant business for a really long time, and she decided to change her whole career, which I really respect. And I feel like as a millennial, or whatever fucking generation I am, I don't know, I think that is like probably the biggest fucking fear ever, is like not being established when you're 23 and like being a zillionaire. So I think it's really awesome that she speaks about that, because I feel like a lot of people feel the pressure to be established and like basically be debt free and like going to, oh my god, what's up with all my dirty ass brushes? Going to Bali like every other weekend and being rich. So I don't know, it's just so inspiring to see. I don't know if it's just myself and being like an anxious POS, but I think it is awesome to see people trying new careers and getting into different things at like a later stage in life, because that is like a biggest fear of mine. For some reason, I like imagine my life is gonna die when I'm 27, so just seeing other people that are older than me still following their dreams and like living and having hopes and dreams, it's really inspiring, because I don't know why I feel like when I'm 30 I'm just gonna be like a dead piece of shit and like I don't even care about anything, and I'm gonna feel like I just have to like go to an old folks home and rot and die. I have this random thing of water, so I'm just gonna squirt it all over my face. And I feel like this is a lot of water, but whatever. Wow, I look dead. My favorite look. While my face is drying from having 8 pounds of water thrown at it, I'm going to put some glue on my lashes. I have had this much lash glue for about a month. I just am waiting for this thing not to spit out any lash glue, so then I can hyperventilate, freak out, and then finally go get some. I always forget I need it when I go to the store, but obviously I don't care that much since I never get it. Ugh. I'm gonna pray to the Lord that he'll have mercy on my soul, so that's enough lash glue for me. Let's talk about Facebook Marketplace, because bitch, why do they have so many good things on there? And also, why does everyone think they're a fucking vintage resale store? Also, I found this super cool lady on Facebook Marketplace, and she had a Monstera plant clipping, or cutting. And I, like, quadruple messaged this bitch because I wanted these plants so bad. So after 3 weeks of me waiting to hear back about these cuttings, she finally messages me, and of course it's like 3 days before payday, so I have no effing money. So I'm sure by the time I get back to her again, these things are gonna be sold, and I'm just gonna go have to buy a Monstera plant by myself. To be honest, if I had a choice, I would get a Swiss cheese plant, because I think they're a little cooler than a Monstera, but nothing's coming up on the marketplace. I saw a few Swiss cheese plants at my local nursery. I'm keeping an eye on it. The last time I went, I found one for $13, but when I was a little short on the moolah. they were like all up to 20, and I'm like, I'll have to come back after payday again, so. And this shadow is not blended whatsoever. Whatever, I can go up into these brows. Why is it so dark in my inner corner? Probably this fucking botched ass light. To be honest, I never wear makeup anymore, so I feel like I've progressively got worse at makeup because I don't ever have time to put it on in the morning because I work so fucking early. So I feel like I'm just getting progressively worse. I'm gonna put something in my inner corner because it's looking pop. I'm just gonna do some of this. Okay, that's looking better. I'm not a big liner girl, really, either. I'm not a big girl in anything, to be honest. I'm just gonna go and line this part. Ow! Alright, I got liner up here, so we're doing it up here. And while this is still drying, I'm just going to do my lips. Going to buff it out with this thing that is made for concealer. And I want this to look a little more natural. So I'm gonna do like that kawaii thing where it looks like it's like blending out, so. And I have this mini buxom thing, literally like for Barbies, and I'm just gonna kind of trace over where that blended out. I have lash glue in my eyeball. And while those are drying, because everything on my face is drying, I forgot to do lash gel. That's like the most important thing ever. So, need to fleek that on. Ooh, that looks fucked up. And since this brow is looking a little messy, I'm gonna go in and fix that. I got a little excited. Girl, your brows are not that thick. And if anyone should know that, it's me. And for our final brow product, we're gonna go with e.l.f. Clear Mascara and glue them bizzatches in the right spot. I'm gonna press some contour onto my nose, on the sides. Just redefine some of these frecks because they went away.
So thank you for spending a grand amount of time watching me apply makeup in my stinky bathroom. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't subscribe, why not? You're already here. And make sure to like this video because I'm obviously so good at makeup. Toodaloo!